I'm Kayla with Pop Entertainment. It's so great to see you again. So since we only had a few minutes to talk backstage at the Boys' Summer Tour, could you tell us a little bit more about you and your music?
Yeah, so as you know, I go by Edwards. That's about the A. Uh, I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm a huge, mental health advocate and a huge advocate for, you know, being excited each day, to not only learn something new, but meet new people in the process of that learning experience. I've realized recently, especially on this tour, um, that a lot of people avoid interactions. There's like, even walking down the street, people don't even want to look at each other. But what I've learned is that I want to use my music to inspire others to wake up excited, as I said, to meet somebody new, have a conversation, and just like expand that that love and positivity. So, yeah, that's me. And I make hip hop music, R&B, it's inspiration from a lot of things. So that's my spiel.
So when did you know that music was what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up dancing. So like I started dancing at the age of 3, and then doing that competitively for like 13 years. It really helped me fall in love with music. And as much as I loved being in the dance class, I wanted to be the person making that music, because I looked around and saw everybody connecting on such like a deep level and just enjoying life in the moment, which is something that I love so much. So yeah, I think I always loved it. And once I was able to like get my thoughts down on my notes and my paper and just record songs, there was like things I was going through that I didn't even know I was going through until after I wrote the song. Like I would write everything and then I read it back or hear it and I'm like, oh wow, that's what happened, damn. Like yeah. So I mean, I guess the day that happened is the day I realized, I love this, I want to keep doing it.
Right. Well, you can definitely feel that positivity that you're putting out into the world. It's really special to see what you're doing.
Thank
Um,
you.
Of course. So the last time we talked, like I said, was at the Boys' Summer Tour backstage in Philly. So how has it been so far performing all across the country?
It's been really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've also been, becoming really friendly with all the other acts and influences on the tour, which is really fun. Um, just such cool people, and it's nice to see people again, see the fans again. And there's even people from last time I was on tour with Boys of Summer that were like, "Oh, geez, so crazy to see you again." And like, I don't know, I'm still at an early part of my career, so like, it's the little things like that that like just blow my mind and mean the world. Because it's like, oh, gee, you remember me.
Right.
Like life is crazy, and it's very easy to forget things. So when someone appreciates you, that's awesome. And I've had people like DM me and they're like, my friend FaceTimed you at the show, you did so good. And it's like, the fact that people are even hitting me up from like a FaceTime call of
Right.
the performance is just really cool. It's just a blessing, and it's always a fun experiment, trying new songs, showing new dances, showing new energy. Like it's just it's a cool thing. And I feel like with each show, each performance, it's just levels, keep leveling up, and one day it's just gonna be so magical.
It is. It is. So what is one memory from tour that stands out the most to you if you had to pick one?
Honestly, I'd probably say last night. So after the show, we all came back, we went out, and then everybody was kind of just hanging out in the hotel room, having a good time. We threw on some beats, so I started freestyling for everybody, which is one of my favorite things to do in the world. I really want people to one day be like, wow, this man could have spit, Juice World bar for bar, like that. That's how I feel. So I gotta say, my favorite memory was probably like just hanging out with everybody and having such like a cool moment, because everybody was just blown away, like, oh wow, like Edwards got it like that. But yeah, definitely shout out everybody else who's been on Boys of Summer Tour. They're fantastic. And as for like the fans that they watching, I can't pick a single moment, because every time I grab a hand in the crowd, or like you know, it's all love for everybody. Yeah.
Um, that's so awesome to hear, and you deserve every single great thing that's coming to you. You've worked for it. You're doing
Thank you.
amazing. So you do have a single and a music video coming out very soon. So can you tell us a bit about the song, the writing process, and the music
There's a
video
whole
process?
lot. There's a
A lot.
whole lot. So this new music coming out, it's been like years in the making, like just kind of fine tuning and perfecting so that I could really just show the world what I'm capable of. And they're also some of like the most personal songs I've kind of developed over time. Some talk about, you know, my my relationship with loss, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be, you know, family. Like there's a lot of conversations on that piece. And the theme of all, you know, release coming out is street lights. So summer nights, you know, you're whipping at night, whether it be with your friends or by yourself. I think there's a beauty in like looking at the streetlights while you're listening to music. They almost represent like moments passing uh on some Kanye stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a EP. It's called Streetlights. It's gonna be 5 songs, and I've been performing the songs on tour. So you know, the people who've been seeing me at the shows, they get their little, you know, they sneak peek, and everybody's very excited. I'm super excited, and I just can't wait for the world to see it. Like it's gonna be awesome.
So out of all the songs that you've written so far, which one do you think encompasses who you are as an artist and why?
Wow. Wow, you coming with the good questions today. I would probably say on this project, it is a tiebreaker between this song called Basement and my song called Burnholes. Because Burnholes is very like representative of like the performer in me. You know, the carefree essence that I like to move around with because I don't want like little insignificant situations to destroy my day. So that's like a song that really shows that. It shows my capabilities of the rapping, the singing, the production, because I produce live on music. So I just, you know, I love having that hand. But Basement is such an emotional song that talks about, you know, old friends who I don't be in touch with anymore. And, you know, if when things get bad, like what are we gonna do at the end of the day? So that's like I don't know. I want y'all to all listen to it when y'all see it, and you definitely let me know too, whether
Yeah.
it's Burnholes or Basement that encompasses the vibe.
Yeah, I'm gonna DM you and get back to you, and I'll let you know what I think the vibe is.
Amazing. I definitely need to know.
So do you think that your writing process and like creative style have evolved since you started creating music?
Yeah. So I mean, I I think the difference now is back when I first started making music, it was just like this big experimentation of like, what can I do? What am I capable of? Like, because, you know, a lot of it was just self taught and, you know, I would do classes, but I had to take whatever I was taught and incorporate it in my own work. But now I've realized you can approach it so many different ways. You know, it could start with you just writing a poem and then kind of expanding that. You know, sometimes I'll do that, but other times I want to start with like the drums, get the drums really. I want to get that pocket moving, vibing, and then like I'll slide in, you know, the words there. But it's always just it's never like planned out. As I said earlier, like I'll write a song and then I listen to it after or I'll read the lyrics and I'm like, oh gee, like this is really deep. Like, are you okay? Like, are you okay, Edwards? Like, yeah.
So, how do you think social media has changed the music industry? Because, you know, everyone goes through changes in their lives, but also the world moving so quickly.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the world we live in. I think it gives you a lot of opportunity, but as much as there's positives, there's negatives as well. I actually have a song I talk about that. It's called Internet. And it talks about, you know, a lot of people were lying for likes, you know, we're finding our fulfillment in likes, follows, you know, people's judgment of us. Like, let's be real, as cool as social media it is, we could be in contact with everybody. It is judgment, which
Mhm.
is something that I don't believe any of us should ever have for anybody. I've been having a lot of conversations recently, like where I say, like, what is the end of the world to you? You know, if that's the end of the world to you, what's the end of the world to me could be insignificant to you. So like we can't judge because everybody experiences and has their own perspective on situations. So as for social media, it's a beautiful thing. You can. I feel like if you use it in a positive way, like expressing yourself and be authentic, I I support all y'all. But it's when you see someone like letting it take over their life and become an addiction. I think that's where a lot of people fall, and I hope I never go through that because like I've had my battles with social media, and of course, I'm someone who is not perfect. I overthink things. I get mad sometimes when something doesn't have as many likes as I want, or like that we all go through that, and we may like look at something and be like, "Oh, I don't look good at that," and take it down. Like that's social media. So I may view it good, I may view it bad, but it's a cool thing that we have that. We're floating on a rock, and somehow we could talk to people on a piece of metal. It's beautiful.
We're across the country from each other and we're seeing each other while we're floating on a
We're
rock. Like,
seeing each other,
make it make
and
sense.
like you're straight up in these earbuds that don't even have a
Yeah.
wire. Like,
Yeah. How is my voice like across the country right now? Like, that's insane to me.
and your voice is in Dallas, Texas, right
Yeah.
now.
So I'm in Pennsylvania. Like, that's crazy.
Wow.
But on a more positive note, if you could
Yeah.
put together a tour or a festival, including yourself, who would you have on the lineup?
Oh, this is actually a good question. So I recently got to go to like my first like real festival ever. I went to Lollapalooza, and it
Oh,
was like it was so wild. So if I had to choose, I'm putting Dominic Fike on there. Because he was awesome. I loved his set. There's this band called Måneskin. It's like Dutch for Moonlight. I don't know if you know about them, but
I
if you
do.
don't,
They're so good. So
oh
good.
my god, I love them. So I would definitely like, even though we don't make exactly the same type of music, I want them there. I want Black Bear there. Jaden Smith, he could party. And then maybe some like acts that I'm friends with. Some of the homies, because I always like showcasing like my friends and other people's stories. Because for the longest, when I was growing up, I always would be like, only my opinion matters. I don't need to hear everybody else's. But I've grown up and realized there's a beauty in like hearing people's stories, backgrounds, because the littlest things like make the biggest difference. So yeah.
Okay, so on this tour, what city would you like to visit and perform in? Like
Again.
what's the like your what would be your milestone city to take on a
Mm. Um. I mean, I really would love to go do a show in California. Like, I would really love to. I've done like little stuff, but um, I've really just loved every venue I've been at here. Whether some like just like would either smell bad or have some sort of issue, but it doesn't matter like what the problem is. I feel like I'm just so grateful to be able to travel and meet new people. That I am so okay with doing a show in someone's backyard with like 20 people,
Nice.
or doing a show at a venue with like a couple hundred. Like it don't matter about the people there. It's just about getting a message across, and we trying to connect. Yeah.
That shows that you genuinely love what you're doing, which everyone can tell that you are so
Genuinely love what I do, and I also care about other people's thoughts. It's not
passionate.
like a reason I love doing these type of interviews. It's like I don't know it's clear you can see this compared to interviews with some other people. I'm not trying to gas myself or nothing, but like there's like I don't know, there's an attention. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So speaking of milestones, what do you think your biggest milestone that you've achieved so far would be?
All in my life.
Don't be
I would
afraid about
probably
it.
no, biggest milestone. I mean, I feel like this tour's been a cool thing. But I guess I would say just I got like over a couple. It's like over 100,000 streams like in total, which I just think is cool. I also I love like seeing where people listen to my music from. Like I'll see people listening in like the UK, or people listening in like some crazy country I've never heard of. And I think with each new one that's added, that's a milestone, because like I want to reach as many people around this world as I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
The best piece of advice I've ever received. Um, I'm gonna just trust this one that popped in my head. I was talking with my pops one day, um, and I was like, it was some stupid stuff. I cracked some jokes, and I was like, "Oh, I mean, I'm gonna do my thing because YOLO." And he was like, "Well, no." He was like, "Jake, you don't only live once." He said, "You only die once, but you have the choice to live every day." So when I heard that, I kind of thought about it for like a week straight and was like, huh, maybe he got a point. Cause like my dad would just be cracking jokes or like some simple stuff. But when he said that, I kind of that sat with me. And I've been kind of just trying to, as I said, just waking up every day and decide I'm gonna live today. I'm gonna meet people. I'm gonna be excited for life. Yeah.
Right. So do you have anything you would like to say to your fans or supporters watching?
Yeah. Wherever you at, whatever y'all going through, y'all not alone. It's mad love and hugs, virtual hugs all around. Um, and it is such a blessing to exist. So, if you're passionate about something, just enjoy it in the moment, because in the moment lies so much abundance. And I know that may sound very wisdom like, but y'all think about it, check it out, think about it. And thank you so much for having me on as well. Like, gotta thank you because
Have to thank you
you,
for
yeah, but you the one putting us on the platform to, speak and have these, people hear things. So yeah,
well, thank you so much for being here. I did have one last question. So I heard
cool.
that you have a couple of exciting announcements for things coming up soon, if you wanted to share that.
Yeah, so as y'all know, we got the EP coming out, but there's gonna be like so many cool music videos we're doing. Like today, I'm gonna be driving over to this Airbnb I rented, and it's like two big tree houses on the lake. So like it's just gonna be some really different stuff, really exciting stuff. That's gonna be happening. I'm also going to be at Playlist Live. That's gonna be going down in Florida at Orlando, and I'll be performing Saturday and Sunday. So that's gonna be a fun one. Uh, yeah, just more shows, more fun, new ideas, and new energy. Because every day we need some new energy. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm also see. This is why I love my manager over here. I really thought I hit everything. I'm also going to be performing at the Opry Mills Unplugged in Nashville,
Oh,
which is going to be
exciting.
really cool because I've never really done anything in that realm. So it's gonna be cool to be in Nashville. I recorded actually a lot of songs on this EP in Nashville. So it's gonna be cool to take these songs that were made there, bring them there, and say thank you. So yeah, that's all the news.
All right. Well, congratulations on everything. It was so, so nice to
Thank you.
catch up with you again.
Hey, it's always a pleasure. We here with Pop Entertainment, and we getting it live.